everything. Fire spreading all around my room. My world's so bright, it's hard to breathe, but that's alright. Hush. Take my eyes open to force reality. Why can't you just let me eat my weight in glee? I live inside my own world of make-believe. Kids screaming in their cradles, profanities. Some days I feel skinnier than all the other days. Sometimes I can't tell if my body belongs to me. I love everything. Fire spreading all around my room. My world's so bright, it's hard to breathe, but that's alright. Hush. Content, hold your breath and feel the tension. Devils hide behind redemption. Honesty is a one-way gate to hell. I wanna taste consumption, breathe faster to waste oxygen. Hear the children sing aloud. It's music till the wick burns out. Be carefree lately, yeah. Just kicking up daisies. Got one too many quarters in my pockets. Count 'em like the four-leaf clovers in my locket. Untied laces, yeah. Just tripping on daydreams. Got dirty little lullabies playing on repeat. Might as well just ride around the nursery and count sheep. lights go out. Don't be mean to someone's end. It's all just beginning. Why can't we extend an invitation to every end? All hands can clap, all hearts are beating equally. The pulse of the air we're breathing. We can be one more day. We can leave it always. So running round like dollars in the wind, bending over backwards just to let you in. I told you that one day ain't never enough. You tell me I hate you, I still call you up. If we don't got trust, we can never have love. I was putting in the hours, I was. But you were calling me a liar, 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 liar. Yeah, I've been putting in the hours, I was. And it's coming down to now and now and now and now and never. I was putting in the I'm sick of fighting the things that you said. I don't wanna burn all our bridges ahead. I'm tired of going to bed when you left me on red just to turn up the noise in my head. I told you that one day ain't never enough. You tell me I hate you, I still call you up. If we don't got trust, we can never have love. I was putting in the hours, I was. But you were calling me a liar, 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 liar. Yeah, I've been putting in the hours, I was. And it's coming down to now and now and now and now and never. I was putting in the putting in the
We on the top and we ain't gonna fall. It's an obsession, a habit you call. We hitting automatic, never stall. Only got one tactic, do it all. I'm from the bottom, I hate what I saw. I couldn't walk, so I learned how to crawl. They wanna talk when you're back to the wall. So I say later, my aim moving small. Money grows from my intuition. I just bought it.
Hello everybody and welcome to some more collegiate Overwatch. I'm Crow. I'm going to be your faceless host today. Just two of us in the studio, so no cameras, but you don't need to see me because you're going to see this beautiful gameplay coming out from everybody on the Overwatch teams today. It is going to be UT Dallas, you love them, versus the BSC Bobcats. Now the Bobcats are 5-0 right now, much like UT Dallas is 5-0, but Bobcats actually up by 1 point in the overall Eastern 4 bracket, so I'm sure this is going to be a really fun game to watch. Looking at the tanks and the lineup in general coming out of the gates, looks like Abdallah is considering this D.Va. We did see them on the D.Va for just a minute yesterday. It was on second point Nepal, which was actually Shrine. But once they saw that the enemy tank was on the Zarya, Abdallah did end up swapping back to that Zarya. Zarya just so strong, so dominant right now. But they're going to be sticking on the D.Va as they move in here. The main difference on these teams are going to be the tanks and the Genji versus the Reaper. Cash is going to be playing the Reaper here. I do think that is a pretty good call, especially since this point is so small, so boxy. So, I mean, we are going to be seeing the damage instantly coming out from Petal. Petal playing under the name It's Good, but I promise you, this is the Petal you know and you love. Tin gonna throw out that lamp pretty early and actually is gonna fall to Crim pretty soon after as well, getting scrappy on the point. Proto gonna go down. Cash finds that kill. Both teams down one. Unfortunately, most of UT Dallas is gonna end up falling. And that is going to be it. Bobcats taking this point. Already turned it over to 5%. We look at the ultimates that are online here. The definite ult advantage is in the hands of the Bobcats. We do see Abdallah kind of regretting that D.Va selection. Is gonna, see what Cyber's doing. Goes, yeah, I think Zarya is gonna be the pick here. Nothing wrong with that, but Petal gonna find a quick headshot onto Manually, and that is going to be the foot in the door that UT Dallas needs. Tin gonna assert that Baptiste dominance by killing Crota, and just like that, UT Dallas moving onto the point and gonna flip it around 33%. And with that fight, they also closed this ultimate gap that I was kind of mentioning earlier. We initially saw Proto was way ahead when it came to charging that window, but Tin has caught right back up, and Petal actually has the railgun online. This is going to be the first ultimate of this game tonight, and I'm super excited to see how it's going to be used. Going to slide right in there, managed to take a chunk out of Lucio, chunk out of Zarya. Everyone's safe for now. The lamp is going to come out. Crim is going to find Cash, who has swapped over to the Genji in the time that I've been looking at Petal. Petal going to continue to push onto the coast here, but Manually fighting back just a little bit. Cyber going to get chipped down. Abdallah using the grab as well. Sounds like the Lucio beat has come out from Jimical, and it might just be enough to sustain those two supports as Proto pops the window. Grim getting a little bit of damage in. UT Dallas at 45%. It looks like Abdallah and Tin are both on the point, but the blade is going to be popped by Crim here. Attempting to find some value with it, but UT Dallas keeping him at an arm's length. Grav coming out from Cyber. Not finding a whole... just kidding. Did find quite a bit with it, especially since Juke did not yet have that beat. So, I mean, once they saw Lamp had come out, there's really no countering that grab, unless Cash gets a lucky deflect. Flipping the point back over at the 58-44. Jukebox now with that beat online, and Cash has the blade in his pocket. Manually will have that Sojourn overclock, so that is going to be a massive ult coming into this fight. We know how dangerous that railgun can be, especially in the hands of these mechanically talented players. Juke, now with that beat, probably going to wait. I don't think they're going to engage with it, but as soon as I say it, Juke hears me magically. The caster's curse comes through, and the blade is also going to come out off of that beat. Just allows Cash to get comfortable and get aggressive without fearing for his life. With that, UT Dallas flipping it back over, and this point percentage is neck and neck. Both teams around 70%. About 2 fights left on each side, assuming this point gets flipped back and forth as it has been. Manually is still holding on to that Sojourn ultimate, but it sounds like Abdallah is going to pop the grab. The lamp comes out from Proda, is going to get picked off, but so are 2 members of UT Dallas. And I mean, just like that, the point is going to be flipped again. That is a 70-90 split. And I mean, the Bobcats are taking this chance to get up in UT Dallas's faces, pushing them all the way back to their spawn. And I improperly guessed 2 fights earlier. It is going to be a 1 more fight territory for both of these teams here if the point once again gets flipped. Manually still has that Sojourn ultimate in their pocket. Petal has the Sojourn ultimate in his pocket as well, so it is going to be a battle of the railguns coming out here. The window going to open really soon from Proda and going to follow up with Jimical as well. Petal and Juke getting picked off pretty much immediately here. Cash gonna touch at that 99%, but it is just not enough. The Bobcats have so many ultimates available, and UT Dallas is dead and unable to do anything about it. First point going to the Bobcats. Really strong showing there. You could see the ult charge on the side of the Bobcats, and I mean, ult charge is a little too general. The ult economy on the side of the Bobcats was really strong there. They always had the ultimate they needed at the time that they needed it. They were never reaching for something that wasn't there. And that allowed them to plan their engages on their terms, plan those retakes, and plan those holds. A great job pushing UTD back so far into their spawn that UTD was kind of scrabbling for that point. Going to be moving on to the Lijiang Garden. Both Krim and Cash hitting that sim for a quick TP, getting everybody to point just a little bit faster. Going to be swapping back onto the Genji on both sides, but Proda is actually going to be playing that Kiriko off of the Baptiste. I really like this swap. I think it could be very interesting, especially with all of the walls on tower here. Cyber is actually going to be playing the Monkey. I didn't process that it was monkey time until literally right now. Tin has already used that lamp and unfortunately is going to be the first to fall again. We saw Tin dying first on that first map, and now history is tragically repeating itself as Abdallah attempts to hunt down Krim. Does get him with the help of Petal, but not before the Bobcats have started to push UTD back into their spawn once again. Cash decided to swap to that Reaper. That is a perfect pick into this Monkey. Monkey's arch nemesis being the Reaper swap. Jimical gonna boop him right off the map though. UTD not able to complete that rotation over bridge without losing 2 members here. Petal's still gonna go in, find that pick onto Cyber. Gonna find a pick onto Krim and onto Jimical, so it is never over till it's over. Manually still throwing in those railgun shots. Does find Tin, but UT Dallas, with that hero play from Petal, was still managed to take the point here. Gonna flip it right before 30%. Now on the defense here, both support ultimates online for the side of the Bobcats, whereas UT Dallas is really only looking at the window from Tin. Cyber gonna be jumping in on that Monkey, and it sounds like the Kitsune is gonna come out as well. Window here from Tinspire, but unfortunately Petal gonna get picked off before he has a chance to get anything with that railgun shot. Luckily, ultimate still in his pocket, manually mirroring that Sojourn overclock. Both Lucio beats online, and it looks like Abdallah is going to be swapping onto that D.Va a little more divey. I guess we're going counter dive against this Monkey. You know, the Reaper swap is not enough, then perhaps throw a D.Va in the mix and see what we can find. Sounds like Cyber is going Monkey mode somewhere across the map here. Is indeed going to jump onto Petal and just jump right back out. No issue with that. No harm, no foul. Gets healed right back up by Proda and Jimical. Petal going to be pushing in with his D.Va and this railgun. It sounds like Krim is also popping the blade. Cyber going to follow up with some kills of their own. Manually popping that railgun, and UT Dallas just cannot get their feet under them. This is so unfortunate. It is hard to watch, but the Bobcats know exactly what they're doing, and they have UTD exactly where they want them. UTD getting into 1 fight territory. Really nice little pick coming out from Petal onto Manually, but is this going to be enough time for UTD to make that push? Looks like they're considering pushing white side here. But nope, just continuing to push over bridge. They know exactly where the Lucio is, and Jukebox is going to B2 engage. We have seen some pretty good fights coming off of that Reaper on that Monkey, Reaper on that Kiriko. Cleanse does come out, and now that Cleanse is out, that means that Cash can do his job. Pops the Death Blossom, finds 3, and the point will finally flip in the favor of UTD, but they cannot afford to give it up right now. That 94% for the Bobcats is a little bit scary. Tin has the window available, but Proto also has Kitsune, and Kitsune is going to be the massive engage here. Unless Petal picks Crim out of the air. You hate to see it. Monkey getting low, getting picked as well. These pushes, a little bit sloppy coming out from the Bobcats here. They may be just a little bit too comfortable. Yet another pick by Petal onto Jimical. So that is going to be, you know, Lucio slowed down, but nary for a minute. He'll be right back on his skates again. 3 ultimates on the side of UT Dallas versus just Kitsune and Monkey on the side of the Bobcats. Sounds like Abdallah has used his bomb, is going to get the squish kill onto Crim. Cash in the meantime just absolutely plugging into Cyber, but Cyber still finds that pick onto Tin. Petal so low, but manages to stay up with the help of his team and his supports. Cyber dancing around that point best he can, but now look at UTD. They flipped it to 80%. Now it's the Bobcats who's sweating. We are in not quite one fight territory, but a couple more seconds and we just might be, especially if Petal hits that headshot onto Crim. Just charging it up with all of that poke damage, and then poor Crim is going to be delayed, and now Cyber's forced to touch the point. Jimical going to get picked out of the air as if he were just standing still, and now UTD has flipped it to 99%, 99, 94. Can anyone touch? Manually going to try, but Abdallah going to prevent it, and with that, we are going to map 3 of Lijiang. UTD managed to turn that one around. They had me in the first half, not gonna lie. But brought it back in the end. Really strong hold from UTD there. Moving on to Control Center. I'd imagine we're gonna be seeing a bit more of the same. Not shocked by Cyber swapping to Zarya. The Zarya pick is very strong on this map. I mean, the Zarya pick is very strong on every map right now, but, you know, she's tried and true on Lijiang Control Center. Cash gonna hit us with the momentary TP before hitting most likely the Genji swap. I know that Sombra is always in the cards, but the Genji has been serving UTD pretty well. Abdallah also on that Zarya has been going absolutely nuts these past couple games. So I'm excited to see how this is gonna play out. Huge damage coming in from Petal right out of the gates. The Bobcats supports calm and collected, keeping their team up at full HP, but Petal already at 30% to all charge. That is pretty crazy. Woo! Trying to hit that railgun shot. Cash moving in, forcing Proto to use the Immortality Field, and just like that, Proto is going to go down. UT Dallas flipping the tides a little bit, taking down both of the supports really early for the Bobcats, forcing them to retreat. Cyber hanging out on that med kit, but it's just not quite enough when Abdallah and Petal are playing all the way up in your face. And look at the ult charge on Petal right now, ahead of the entire game. Even the Baptistes, who tend to have window online very, very quickly. Unfortunately, Abdallah just getting a little too comfortable, perhaps, and does get picked off by Crim right there. Is going to be moved in with the speed boost from Jimical. And with that, Cash and Juke both going down manually, finding a lot of damage on this Sojourn, picking Petal right out of the air, giving a bit of a taste of his own medicine. Cyber is not afraid to get their hands dirty, moving all the way in, but Jukebox is going to punish them for that. You cannot just walk into UTD's spawn without them trying to get back at you. Petal has this overclock online. Abdallah looking at the Graviton Surge as well. Those are 2 ults that are going to put them really ahead coming into this next fight, especially when Proto has already been forced to use the Immortality Field. Manually, almost on that railgun as well, has been finding really good picks, really good damage. Cash is all the way in the back here. Sounds like the lamp, not the lamp, the window has come out on top of that grab and just finds it so much damage. Gonna delete the entirety of the Bobcats right there. UTD sitting pretty at about 50% to 25. All is not lost for the Bobcats. They just, are still working on that ult economy. Looking like we're coming up on nearly 5 ultimates though. So a lot of damage coming in, especially when Manually is going to pop this railgun through the Baptiste window. Proto still managing to stay alive. Heard that Baptiste getting hurt in the back line just a little bit, but still looking all good. Petal has also popped the railgun in the meantime. But unfortunately for Abdallah, going to get trapped in that grab and headshot before the time, Jukebox has the chance to get the beat down. Juke still finding a kill. Cash with the blade zooming around, but Crim wants to match that energy and matches it tenfold, finding a 5k blade and killing the entirety of UT Dallas. Just like that, there's plenty of time for the Bobcats to get nice and comfortable again. Jimmicle gonna go back, bury their good friend Proda, but Tin in the meantime is gonna get that pick onto Crim, and UT Dallas is gonna pressure that point. You're down your Genji. That is gonna be a lot of damage, but UTD now also down their Genji. Both teams a 4v4 down one of their DPS, but Petal gonna, you know, kind of turn the tables a little bit, get that pick onto Proda, and Cyber is gonna fall to Abdallah's Graviton Surge as well. Absolutely massive grab, massive economy coming out from Abdallah here. It is a 99% for UTD. Jimmicle just managing to soar in and tap that point, but it will not quite be enough. Proda does not have a chance to touch that point, and just like that, UT Dallas flipping the chances in their favor and gonna bring it back and take Lijiang Tower.
Play of the game.
Crim, this was a massive blade. Well-deserved play of the game right here. Yeah, the movement on that was very tasty. I misspoke earlier. It was a 4K blade. I saw the Immortality field get taken down and got a little confused. But, you know, an amazing blade nonetheless. We're probably going to be going into a hybrid map coming up soon, but for the time being, going to get our lobby all set up, and we'll catch you guys in just a few minutes. Cool. Oh, I haven't observed and casted at the same time in a while. And just like that, we are back. You didn't even have to wait that long. And I was right, it's a hybrid map, and not only is it a hybrid map, it is everyone's favorite hybrid map. And by everyone, I mean me, and also everyone else. So, you know, I'm not telling a complete lie. But we are on King's Row. This is where the magic happens. Not only for UTD, but for all of these other teams. Scrim's Row, everyone's comfortable with it. And because of it, you can see some fun comps. But it's not super likely we're going to see any crazy comps coming out here.
Yes.
With this tried and true. I mean, if it ain't broke, don't fix it. What can I say? Looking at more of the same. I am liking these swaps between the Baptiste and the Kiriko. We really haven't been seeing it a lot from UT Dallas, but their opponents have been, you know, flexing that Kiriko prowess just a little bit. Doing a great job on that. But a little bit more of the same. I mean, the damage output you get from these DPS and the fact that Zarya is just so broken right now. It's the perfect comp. The speed boost utility and the Baptiste immortality field. It's what can I say? It's a really strong comp, and UTD knows how to use it, and obviously the Bobcats know how to use it as well. Grim is going to be starting out on that Widow, forgot to mention that a bit earlier. But did not seem to find any immediate picks. Looks like Proda is going to use that Mortality Field pretty early here. Abdallah putting a lot of pressure onto Proda and Cyber, both still below half HP. Jimmicle is going to end up getting caught out by Tin, though, and that will be the first pick of this fight. Petal moving in pretty soon after to find Cyber, and unfortunately Proda going to fall soon as well. Prim has made that swap onto the Genji, deflecting like a madman, trying to back into spawn, but Juke still going to find that kill. You know, just a little bit of a reevaluation now for the Bobcats. There is still plenty of time. Petal and Tin both looking at ults pretty soon here. Proda looking at the window as well. Both sides using their immortality fields really early, and Petal winning that Sojourn 1v1 in Hotel. Abdallah gonna clean up 2 of their own. And I mean, it is difficult to Lucio wall ride when Petal is staring at you down the sights of that railgun. I mean, if you're in the air for more than a second, your head is going to be clicked. Grab online for Abdallah, and Petal has the railgun as well. And, I mean, may as well throw window in here while we're at it. Poor Cyber gonna try to get out, uses both bubbles, but ultimately when you are in that grab, there is no escaping. Proda also gonna end up falling there. I mean, it looks like Jimmicle did manage to find Tin, but the rest of UT Dallas is still alive and well. Because it's Baptiste, it will take him a few minutes to get back on point, so this could be the foot in the door that the Bobcats were looking for. So they may get a little bit aggro here, but when Zarya drops this low and you already have to use a Mortality Field, that is going to be rough. Jimmicle has his beat ready, and so does Juke. Here comes the grab and the window. The beat coming out from Juke to protect his team best he can, but there is so much damage coming through that window manually, going absolutely insane with these charged railgun shots. Tin, the last man standing, but not for very long, and with that, Bobcats did indeed find the foot in the door that they needed and are going to full cap this point. UTD does not have any men that will be able to contest in time. Both DPS ults online for UT Dallas, but that is going to be matched by both DPS ults plus the Lucio beat for the side of the Bobcats right now. So a little bit of a leg up as far as those ults go. Cyber up front here, getting a little bit of that Zarya charge. Woo, getting pretty low in there, Petal, and it is going to end up that he falls to Crim. UT Dallas now down their main damage dealer, and Crim going to take the chance to move in and monopolize on that, getting a double, a triple Dragon Blade, slicing and dicing. Cash knows that this is the end for him, and with that, Bobcats are just going to move pretty much uncontested through the streets right now, stacking 3 men on that cart, getting it to move as quickly as possible. UTD now looking at 4 ultimates online, which, I mean, is good, but if you look at the side of the Bobcats, they're going to be ultimates online pretty soon as well. They just need to stall this out a little bit longer, and with how well Cyber has been playing this Zarya, that shouldn't be any issue at all. Cash moving in with the Dragon Blade. The lamp does come out from Proda, and the beat is going to follow it soon as well, so Cash does not find a whole lot of value on that, but Grab is going to come out manually responding with that overclocked. Juke Tinspire coming out with the lamp, but manually is going to kill Petal. And with that, UT Dallas's backbone has been broken, and they are going to fall. Cyber did a really great job pumping out the damage on that Zarya. And manually, honestly, a bit of a hero play with that railgun. I liked it quite a bit. Stopped UT Dallas dead in their tracks. The amount of damage you can output, even through the beat, is just devastating. And there is the cap coming through on that second point. Cyber gonna hit the grab. Manually gonna find 1 kill before Tin's window has a chance to do its healing job. Both lamps are gonna be used right there as well. Manually dropping pretty low. Cyber also dropping pretty low, but both ultimately healed back up by Proda and Jimmicle. No sweat off their brow. They've been training for this one. But have they been training for the Petal ultimate? Cyber gonna get dropped super low there, has to use the bubble and get backed out by the supports, but it is just not enough when you charge that railgun and you're clicking heads like that. It is just over before it's begun. And with that, Petal making a really good play here that is going to buy UT Dallas some more time. Jukebox with that beat available, that is going to be pretty nice, especially when manually is looking at the railgun. But if it's through the window, Abdallah just going to get absolutely deleted before there is any chance to, you know, UTD didn't really have an opportunity to get their feet back under them. Petal is in too deep right there. I'm not sure what the move was. That is going to be nearly a stagger. Abdallah back out of spawn. Cyber dropping pretty low. Jimical is going to find the pick on a tin, and then Cash as well. Look at this DPS Lucio. The grab coming out, but Proto is uncontested playing on this high ground right now. Manually has that railgun, but Petal has actually swapped onto the Widowmaker. I wasn't against it because, you know, you got that cheeky little Lucio pick, but ultimately when you have Sojourn diving on you, there is not a whole lot you can do. And Bobcats cap with a little under 2 minutes. Well played by them. That was just... It was impossible to stop their momentum right there. There were brief flashes where UTD was able to, you know, kind of slow them down perhaps a little bit, but seems the Bobcats, once they get started, it's hard to stop them. That being said, UTD has been playing very well on the attack on King's Row, so I'm excited to see how they're going to play that. Once again, can't say that I'm expecting anything crazy with these comps. Maybe we'll see a Sombra if someone's in the mood, if someone's feeling a little cheeky, but I do doubt it. Perhaps the Tin Kiriko. I think that'd be really fun to see, actually. I think that would be just, I don't know, Kitsune with the Sojourn is so strong. That being said, Petal is currently on the Bastion, so I think that we may just see a little bit of a goof and a gaff at the moment. I'd imagine this is not going to be the final comp for UT Dallas. But that being said, I would still love to see the Kiriko, because if you have the speed boost, you have the Kitsune, and even like, you know, Dragon Blade in Kitsune, just general Sojourn fire in the Kitsune is absolutely insane. Not to mention bubble cooldown in that ultimate is unbeatable. Petal going to be hitting this Widowmaker early on, looking for a cheeky pick, perhaps. Not quite finding it onto Jimical there. Got my Lucio's confused for just a moment, but we bring it back. Petal now on that Sojourn, not able to find the early pick that he was probably hoping for, but UT Dallas going to be playing on far side statue as they move in. Cyber getting a little bit of charge off of Petal's railgun. But ultimately, everyone sitting comfortably right now until manually gets that pick that they need. And with that, it is hold W key for the Bobcats, pushing UTD back into their spawn. UTD fighting for their lives, gonna, you know, play a bit of a corner here. Looks like they won't see any more of their men fall. But that was a cheeky little pick coming out from manually. Well played. Drops pretty low. But Petal, once again, not able to stay alive. Crim dashing around like a madman. Finding that pick onto Petal and then following it up with a pick onto Tin as well. I think the Bobcats have identified Petal as, you know, a problem, especially when he starts picking off Jimical left and right. Once your Lucio's down, it makes those engages really hard, as well as the sustained. Tin going to be moving in with that window, going to be responded to by Proto. The grab coming out, Abdallah finding two. Cyber is going to kill Jukebox, but it does not matter because Abdallah is a force to be reckoned with. UT Dallas getting that team kill. Going to be capping this point. I don't think manually is going to come in for the contest, but you know, I've been wrong in the past. No, looks like we're going to see, you know, safe little corner play here by Bobcats. I think that's definitely the call. With that, UTD is going to start pushing streets. The grab coming out really early from Cyber. Manually is going to fall to Petal's headshot, though. Unfortunately, that grab just did not find what it was looking for, unless it was looking for cash. I mean, little bit of a late death there. Just wasn't quite able to back out at the speed that you needed there. Not able to deflect that Zarya beam, unfortunately. Overclock ready for Petal, and Blade ready for Cash as well. Looks like Beat is online for Jimical. Cyber gonna fall, Crim gonna fall, and UT Dallas now pushing in. Rhoda also going down. Both of these teams, it seems, are just the attack kind of teams. UT Dallas continue to push through streets. Still have a cool 4 minutes to cap this second point.
Good to see you. Hello.
I am here.
Lucio Beat available on both sides. This ult can be used offensively or defensively, so I'm really not sure who we're going to see it from first. But I would imagine the second Beat would follow pretty closely. That does tend to be the trend that we see a lot of the time. But almost 5 ults available for UT Dallas right here. Almost 5 ults available for the side of the Bobcats as well. But Cash going to move in, slicing and dicing. It's Good, who is Petal, is going to find the pick onto Manually as well. But Cash getting a nice 2 of the Bobcats right there. Very fruitful blade, I feel. Both beats were expended, as I said. One of them happens, the other one is soon to follow. Abdallah going to be using that grab. I think that was a wonderful play. It is just the 2 DPS alive for the side of the Bobcats right now. And it's, you know, a little bit of a stagger as you got to wait for your supports to get back. My goodness, Abdallah chunking Jimical in spawn right there. Life flashing before their eyes. Abdallah is going to just be in a little bit too deep, though. Going to get taken down. Cyber with that 100% charge, killing both Abdallah and Jukebox. UT Dallas forced to back up a little bit. They still have 4 minutes on the clock. You know, 2 more minutes if they want to match Bobcats time. But even then, it is still not over. Petal decides to move in with this railgun play, and it sounds like Manually is going to use one of their own as well. The Zarya is duking it out in this corner, and Manually is going to find Petal. The lamp is not enough to save you. Juke and Abdallah caught in this grab, and Cyber just absolutely melting them. Tin not far behind. UT Dallas forced a full reset right here. A really good ult by Cyber, knowing that, you know, Juke was separated from Tin, who was on the Baptiste. No way to save that Lucio, even if you got a Zarya bubble on him. There's only so much that's going to do against the wrath of another fully charged Zarya. Tin has this window available. I'd imagine it may be used on the engage. I think that could be a fruitful play, depending on the corner that we see the Bobcats playing. Crim has that Dragon Blade available as well. There is the window into grab. Cyber super low, Manually getting taken down. Cyber soon to follow. UT Dallas continuing to push. Looks like Crim is playing this high ground, gets triple dinked, and then taken down by Petal. UT Dallas continuing to push right here. Has the beat available, has both DPS ults online. But I mean, the blade, the window, and the beat are all here. Petal using that railgun, a lot of damage being chunked into the side of the Bobcats right now. Both beats coming out in near unison. Rhoda's Immortality Field going down, but no immediate deaths on this fight. UTD forced to back up just a little bit. Play safely behind this corner for the time being, but both blades are still here. It just comes down to which Genji is going to get more value. And Cash diving in with that Zarya bubble on him. Slashing around, but not quite able to find anything with it. Crim sees this opportunity, though. Attempts to move in on the Baptiste and is promptly shut down by Petal. It is now a 3v5, but Jukebox going to kill Manually. It is a 2v5. It is just Jimical dancing on the point, and UT Dallas able to cap with a minute 35 left. They are down about 20 seconds from the Bobcats. This is still an even game. We are back where we started. Run it again. Let's, you know, it just comes down to the mastery of these comps. Both these teams extremely competent, extremely mechanically gifted, and you can see how well they are communicating with one another as well. So it just comes down to who can alt track better, who can manage their resources better, and who can calm better, who is going to make the plays that need to be made in order to win this fight, because these teams are so evenly matched. They're both, I don't know, I just can't speak highly enough of how well they are playing right now. But I love to see this kind of competitive Overwatch. And it's a best of 5, so there's still much more to come. UT Dallas once again going on the attack this time. A minute 35 on the clock. Both teams did manage to cap pretty quickly on this first point. Most of the larger stalls came in the third point, actually. Streets phase was not super stalled by either team. So I think that, you know, based on past history, both teams will be able to cap this first point, and it's going to come down to the payload part of the map once again. But they can always prove me wrong, and that's the beauty of Overwatch, is you have no idea what is going to happen next. Cyber playing a little bit far forward, but in front of the statue, but unfortunately, it is too far forward. Petal gonna find that charged railgun shot and just mow poor Cyber down. Immortality field coming out from Tin. Thank goodness, because he was getting a little bit low, but Juke is gonna clean up Prim, and that was both the Genji and the Zarya going down for the Bobcats. UT Dallas making a huge amount of space here. Petal and Abdallah holding most of the Bobcats behind this bookstore corner. And once again, Jimmicle in the air just looks like he's suspended. Petal having absolutely no difficulty picking that off. UT Dallas. When it's crunch time, it is crunch time for them. They are moving this payload. It sounds like Cash is actually going to be moving it. Petal nearly looking at this overclock, 20% ahead of manually, it seems. Both Crota and Tin are gonna have the window pretty soon here. Tin does indeed have the window. Abdallah and Cyber pretty even on the Graviton charge, so that is not gonna be a huge player right out of the gates here. Tin gonna pop that window early, just giving UT Dallas more space to continue to push this cart past the pub corner here. Ooh, Prim dropping pretty low. Cash and Petal chasing them down, and Petal is going to ultimately find that headshot kill. Abdallah and Petal both looking at their ultimates here. That is a deadly combination, especially when Cash also is going to have this blade in his pocket in just mere moments. Crota does have the window available, so I mean that is going to provide a little bit extra damage, a little bit extra healing. But if UT Dallas, you know, presses W, it's going to be rough. Grab coming out, window coming out, Immortality field coming out, Cash dashing in, finding 2, Petal finding one of his own. And with that, UT Dallas just going to continue to push this right on through, capping that second point still in OT. Bobcats just can't kill them. UTD not going down without a fight. Dragon Blade ready and waiting on this higher ground, hanging out with Jukebox, who does have the beat in his hands. Jimmicle, Manually, and Krim also have their ultimates online. It looks like Crota is going to be the only one in this fight not immediately having an ult from the Bobcats. Lamp coming out really early with the sound of that Sojourn ultimate, but Cash knew that was going to happen and was betting on it. In fact, finds 2 with that Dragon Blade, and Pendle fighting 2 of his own. With that, once again, UT Dallas cleaning up these team fights before they even have the chance to start. 4 ultimates online for the Bobcats. This is going to be, you know, this is the time to throw things at the wall and see what sticks, because while Juke does have that beat will not counter all 3 of these ultimates. Going to use it really early here. As soon as that Sojourn ultimate is popped, Manually still managing to find it, but unfortunately for UTD, you know, they forgot to touch for just a minute, but they still got it nearly to the end. 2 minutes on the clock for the Bobcats, and we are going to have to see some crazy plays, because that is what UTD just showed us. So I know the Bobcats are capable of it, but can they do what UTD just did? I am loving how evenly these teams are even building their ultimates. I mean, if you look at the Lucio percentages from that past match, they were building beat pretty much in unison, not to mention the fact that they were using it pretty much in unison. So every time those engages started, you know, the beats would come out and just provide a little more sustain, but it just didn't ever seem to be quite enough for the Bobcats with the DPS. And let's be honest, Also with Abdallah, putting in the amount of damage that they are capable of putting in. Petal playing really close, actually. This is either going to be very fruitful. Okay, never mind. We're fine. We're fine. I was nervous. I thought he was going to walk a little more, you know, a little more forward, and I was scared, okay, just for a moment. Cyber playing far side of the statue here. From starting out on the Widow, I would imagine that this is going to be a, you know, swap, but gonna be trading Lucio's here. Both teams playing the 4v4. Ooh, okay, I was scared for Tin for just a second, but Cash is gonna swoop in manually, and now Petal is gonna move in onto Krim here. This poor Widowmaker. Unless you are skilled in hand-to-hand combat, you are not going to be winning against the Sojourn there, especially with Petal finding all these kills in their spawn. So unfortunately for the Bobcats, that is a whole minute burnt off of their time right now. Cyber moving in, but is only at half, only has Lucio heals because Proto was picked off in spawn. Cyber is going to end up falling, and that is a huge stagger for UT Dallas. That is so much time put back in their pocket to have that poor Zarya come back from spawn. Manually finding a really cheeky pick onto Petal, and this could be exactly what they need to start moving in, but Jimmicle is going to get killed by Abdallah, and now your speed boost is gone. Your secondary support is out of the picture. Luckily, your main heals is back, but Lucio's going to be here in a second. Very speedy guy, so that's not too big of a deal, but we are down to 30 seconds, and Bobcats still have yet to make a play. Abdallah gonna open with that grab once again. Sounds like the window has come out from Proto, but it is just not enough. Petal gonna go down. Cash finding a cheeky bit of damage in that back line. He and Juke hanging out in Hotel, gonna play it a little bit safe. Well, unless you're Juke, who it appears has looped all the way around. Oh, it's because Tin was there. I didn't realize that Tin was still there. Both the supports gonna be staggered for UT Dallas though, and you know, I was skeptical of the Bobcats capping there, but with the double stagger onto the UT Dallas supports, I think we just move on to payload. That being said, it is one fight territory. Bobcats literally cannot afford to lose a fight here. If UT Dallas gets them off that payload for just a few seconds, that is going to be game. Both Sojourn ultimates can be popped around the same time, but Petal is going to be the one that finds the damage with it, finds two, cancels that immortality field. Jukebox moving in with the beat just to make sure that Petal can go full crazy, and with that, UTD taking King's Row, second map in this best of 5. With a cheeky play, let's see it. The DPS from the Bobcats have absolutely been popping off. Oh yes. Oh yes, the railgun through the window. No one can survive that. What can I say? Nice little 4K there. And with that, I mean, massive plays from both sides. But I think ultimately the teamwork on UT Dallas just shone a little bit more. You could tell that they were like making the calls that were needed in that time to get those crazy plays that they pulled off that led them to almost triple capping in overtime. Either way, really good plays from the Bobcats as well. We can see the talent in all of their players, and I'm super excited to see where this third map, is going to take us. So, we'll be heading into it in just a minute. Sit tight. You barely had to wait at all. Aren't you lucky today? We are now onto Dorado. I have not seen some Dorado play from UT Dallas in a while, I think. Perhaps I'm just forgetful, which is also very true. But I'm excited to see it. This could be manifesting, hopefully, some cheeky Widowmaker plays from both or either sides. I knew it was wistful thinking. I can dream, okay? I can dream. I love to see the Petal Widowmaker. But looks like more of the tried and true. Once again, gonna see Abdallah on this Diva. D.Va, really solid pick. And since Cyber is on the monkey, I think this is actually going to be more fruitful than we've been seeing in the past. The verticality on these maps is really, really tasty. So the Dorado, like kind of upper ground, lower ground, going to be super available to actually all of the characters being played on the side of UT Dallas. Now, Jimical and Proto will not have that verticality that we see from the rest of the members of their team, so the team is going to have to be able to peel if we see any of these high ground dives coming out from UT Dallas. Abdallah starting on high ground red. Prim diving in, getting chunked for about half health, but luckily Proto is there, ready to get him all healed up. Orb of Discord coming out onto Abdallah. Chunked to about half, but ultimately is going to be fine there. Both teams playing pretty distance from each other, playing pretty slow, but here comes Abdallah with the dive onto Manually, is going to find that kill, but ultimately maybe in a little too deep. Krim going to use that to flex, but Abdallah at 4 HP in the back line, and Jimical is also going to, I don't know how, I guess while we were watching the D.Va dive, Jimical and Proto and the rest of the gang took that time to put the long way around and go up onto that high ground. And from there, Jimical has been finding the picks on this Zenyatta. I think this is a really fun pick, actually. I love the Orb of Discord, especially with the fact that there is now only one tank. If you can get that tank out of mech or out of bubbles or whatever it is, depending on who you're playing, I mean, that Orb of Discord is just absolutely massive in killing that vital part of the team ecosystem. Cash, I'm not sure what the plan here is. I really don't know what we were doing there. Yeah, remember when I was like, UT Dallas has the comms and the teamwork right now? I'm not seeing it in the moment. But perhaps they're lulling us into a false sense of security. I mean, first cap with 5 minutes on the clock still available for the Bobcats here, so Petal heard my prayers. It's time. It is time for the Widowmaker gameplay that we have all been dreaming of. I think this is a really good pick, especially with the squishiness of the backline for the Bobcats, because I mean, you click Zenyatta's head, you click Ana's head, it is going to be over. Abdallah is going to pop the bomb. I think it was more for a remake than any offensive play there. But overall, still very viable. Tin going to be using that window. But the blade coming in from Krim going to jump onto Petal there. And, you know, the Widow's only so good if it is alive manually. Is going to be finding a kill as well onto Tin. Beat still coming out from Juke. Still feeling like this is a winnable fight. And it is if Cash is finding picks like that. Apparently, you only need a 3-man team. You just need a D.Va, a Lucio, and a Tracer. But Recall is used. Ooh! Cash just getting out with his life. Barely. Cyber is going to be slept in this back line. Still in angry mode. Going to get pulse bombed and killed by Cash right there. I really like this Tracer swap. Didn't really have the chance to address it earlier before we got into the next fight. But as I was saying earlier, the squishier backlines of these, specifically the Bobcats team. Now that Tin is swapped to the Ana, we are going to be seeing, you know, a little bit more diveability onto that character. Not sure if that's a real word, but stick with me. Jukebox does have a little more peel than Jimical will, though. But Jimical has Transcendence, so, you know, checkmate. Cyber completing the current dive. Looks like Cash has been purpled, and manually angry that I'm not looking at them. I'm sorry. Gonna get that pick onto Petal, and and the pick onto everyone else. I was gonna say as of right now, UTD is down a few men, but they are actually down their entire team. Just like that. Wow. I'm just gonna admire that for a minute. Okay. The Bobcats have taken Dorado and made it their map in this moment. Because this is some very, very good gameplay. Krim gonna end up falling. Cash just out-tracered a little bit. You know, the movement, the gameplay. What can you do? But Petal gonna get revenge for that cheeky headshot from manually a bit earlier. Abdallah is at like 1 HP, but that's not gonna stop them from making the dive, getting in there, getting their hands dirty. Cyber is gonna find Jukebox, but still not gonna slow Abdallah down. Gonna fight this Winston with his bare hands. Krim finding a pulse bomb onto Cash, but you know, Cash trading it right back out. So no harm, no foul. Both Tracers dying at the hands of the other. Cyber gonna get antinated. Looks like Abdallah is just looking to, oh dear, Jukebox. Alright, the Nano Boost is gonna come out onto Abdallah there. Jimical just winning that fight, the Discord Orb, the Zenyatta kick. But I'm not sure you're gonna win the fight against a nanoed diva. Abdallah just diving in and absolutely terrorizing this back line. Is gonna get punished for it, but it is just Cyber on the front line. The payload has just kind of been stuck in the middle of no man's land for the time being. But Petal getting dove by that angry Winston. What are you gonna do, you know? Tin on the Moira. I have seen zero Moira gameplay in any NACE games that I have tuned into. So this is a little bit shocking to me, but I guess when you're playing with the Diva, the Tracer, it makes a little more sense to kind of have that Moira mobility plus the just insane healing output she can generate. Wow, Jimical! Just escaping with barely a breath left in your lungs and killing Cash right there. Very well played. Now gonna outsnipe Petal as well. Might as well just throw it in there. Jimical absolutely making this Zenyatta look easy. Still has Trance online. Looks like Crota is going to be having the Nano Boost as well. These fights have been scrappy. They have been fast. They have been messy. But my goodness, if that has not stopped the Bobcats from continuing to push. Alright, Pulse Bomb coming out from Cash. Going to be responded to by Jimical's Transcendence, who will now push up to help Cyber out on this front line. Cheeky sleep onto Cash, and with that, Manually is going to get that headshot. Poor Petal falling to Krim in the back line. Looks like Krim might actually manage to get this semi-back cap. Didn't quite work out. Tin fading onto point, and Abdallah following close behind. But I mean, it is just Abdallah on this point. D-mech'd, nowhere to run, nowhere to hide. And with that, the Bobcats capping third with 1:10 left on the clock.
Score 0-3. Switching sides.
Those fights were scrappy. I will not lie to you. There was a lot of utility being thrown around at every single moment. And dives happening, counter dives happening, counter dives happening. Jimical killing 3 people. You know, what are you gonna do? It's it's Dorado and it's dive season apparently. So I am loving it. Little bit different from what we've been seeing on the past couple maps, and honestly what we've been seeing for the past few matches. This is definitely some really cool gameplay, and I am here for it. Cash on that Sombra. I am excited for this. I think this is going to be very fun. We don't, you know, Cash plays an insane Sombra, but just because of the Sojourn Genji kind of meta that we're in right now, we haven't been seeing a lot of it. So I'm really hoping that this is a pick that sticks.
Hi. I'll be sad when we take you out.
Both teams picking the Ana again. I think this is a really good pick. Cash gonna TP these supports up to higher ground, it looks like. And then I'd imagine we'll be swapping back onto Sombra, fingers crossed. Could also be the Genji though. Looks like Petal is going to be playing this Tracer. I'm excited. Petal insane on the Tracer. I mean, insane on every character, but you love to see what you can get. Cash is going to be playing that Sombra. I think that's going to be really cool, especially with the possibility of coordinating dives onto Jimical and Crota, assuming Jimical doesn't, you know, kill everyone again. Because those dives in the past have been punished. Abdallah is going to be taken out of mech, manually killing that. Looks like Cyber is going to take that opportunity to push onto Abdallah as well. That means UT Dallas down their Diva, down their Lucio as well. Cash getting it discorded and just... Okay. Rest in peace to Petal. It was good, but I think that this is just Jimical's game now. Forget it being the Bobcats game. This is Zenyatta hours. Abdallah seeing the monkey and liking that pick. It is going to be monkey on monkey crimes here, jumping in once again, but with that Discord orb, I think that is just finding so much utility. It's incredible. Rhoda getting some picks of their own here. I think that the Bobcats just, this comp is working so incredibly well for them. For the Discord, the coordinated dives, none of UTD's men are able to stay up long enough to get anything done, especially when you're going to get a pulse bomb stuck on you. I mean, what are you going to do? Abdallah gets up to high ground, and then he's deleted instantly. UT Dallas is going to have to figure something out. I mean, they still have 2.5 minutes to get this cart to first point. My goodness. Bobcats are looking quite comfortable at the moment. Cyber looking at that monkey angry pretty soon. And the nano available on both sides. Tin gonna throw that nano in onto Abdallah. The angry monkey, he's not angry actually, you know, he's just nano boosted. What are you gonna do? Zapping everybody in sight. Cash finding a pick of his own as well. We are getting scrappy in here. Cyber gonna get hacked and killed. Abdallah moving in, and just like that, UT Dallas getting back into their groove. You know, I was so in awe of the orb of Discord. What can I say? I was blinded to it. Both monkey ults available. Looks like Petal and Manually both gonna have their ults as well. And then Jukebox and Jimical both charged up and ready to go. There is the pulse bomb. Doesn't quite get stuck to anybody. Jimical managing to back out. EMP available, but unfortunately for Cash, gonna have to back up to avoid being killed. Looks like Tin has been taken out despite the best efforts of Jukebox, who used that beat pretty early. Transcendence also coming out. I mean, just enough to keep everybody up. Luckily for UTD, they still have EMP available. EMP, for those who haven't had the misfortune to play against a Sombra in their games yet, is insane. And it is a fight-winning ultimate unless the Bobcats pull something crazy, which, as we've seen, they're completely capable of doing. Petal just kind of dancing around backline, doing his best to distract everybody here. EMP did come out, did manage to pick Crim off of it, but is not going to find Cyber. Proda, in fact, is going to find Jukebox, and that is UTD down one of their supports. Cyber jumping around, extremely angry, and Jimical managed to find Tin through just a little crack in the wall there, getting traded off. Petal managed to find Jimical, but is it too little too late? Cyber has already killed Abdallah, and unfortunately that is another missed pulse bomb for Petal. Oh, wait. Okay, crisis averted, everybody. They capped. I didn't see that happen at all, but first point has been capped. Not sure when they managed to push the Bobcats off of point, but it happened, and we're good, and we have 2.5 minutes. Let's all take a deep breath. Petal finding that pick onto Manually. And it looks like Abdallah is going to dive onto Proda here with the help of Cash. Gonna find 2 picks there. One on Proda, one on Crim, and now next one in their sights is going to be Jimical, who kicks him away and is now bodyguarded by Cyber as well. Abdallah perhaps in a little too deep, and that is in fact the case. Woo! Petal taking a lot of damage. I mean, dealing a lot of damage, but taking a lot of damage. They managed to get the pick onto that Zenyatta. No mobility on the Zen, so, you know, a little bit of a respawn moment. But Grim moving in on Jukebox here, but ultimately missing that pulse bomb. That is okay. Still getting him off the point, if only for a minute. Petal is back. Here comes the EMP from Cash. Is going to find Manually and Proda off of it. And hey, get Cyber while he's in the air as well. So that is 3 men for Bobcats down right now. Cash not quite able to get the EMP. Sorry, not the EMP, the hack. I'll be fine. On to Crim, but, you know, gets it in the end, and Petal cleans it up. So a little less than a minute on the clock, but UT Dallas sitting pretty for the time being. Both support ultimates online. That pulse bomb as well. Ooh, Cash gets a little bit spy checked right there. It's bursted down to 18 HP, and Tin, in the meantime, is going to be using this Coalescence to make sure Jukebox stays up, especially on this nanoed monkey. Jukebox gonna hit the beat. Does a great job on that. Transcendence coming out from Jimical, and Manually is just gonna kill Abdallah. It is back and forth. Petal finding that pulse bomb, but is it going to be enough? Prim killing Juke. And Jimmicle once again kicking for his life. UT Dallas has 10 seconds to touch here. Luckily, they do have Cash on the Somber. Let's check out the situation. Definitely in touch position here. So, I mean, the Bobcats know it. They're definitely spy checking for him. The Sojourn manually is going to be popping that ultimate. Not finding anything immediate. Cash hanging out on this point is going to teleport away. Abdallah dropping so low. Was purple, was discorded, and managed to get that angry monkey off nonetheless, and is now making manually his enemy. Prim is going to kill Jukebox in the meantime, though. It is only Moira heals for the side of UT Dallas. And once again, I guess my eyes are closed. I'm not sure what's happening. They have capped once again. A minute left on the clock for UT Dallas. I don't know how they keep doing this, but I mean, they are fighting for their lives, let me tell you that much. Cash has that EMP ready once again, but I mean, both support. Ooh, okay. Kettle on the Genji, gonna punish Prim for getting up in his face there. Prim with the pulse bomb, manually gonna kill Abdallah again. I am just like, I'm so fascinated by these monkey swaps by both, sorry, the monkey picks by both sides. They aren't even swapping, they're just on monkey. Just because I've been seeing like so much Zarya Diva supremacy lately, you know? I love seeing something different, what can I say? Especially when Cyber is in UTD's spawn, just angry as all get out. 13 seconds left for UT Dallas. They know that it's go time. They don't have an option anymore. Nano comes out, but it is countered by EMP. Cash finding one, Petal finding one, Cyber gonna find Cash as well. Jimmicle playing on that high ground, just, you know, raining hellfire from above. The Discord Orb, Zenyatta damage. Gonna end it with a Transcendence. Jukebox dancing for his life, but just not able to stick on for too long. Tin is actually gonna pop that Coalescence, just keeping up anybody who is on the point, but unfortunately he's not able to get there in time, and the Bobcats are gonna take map 3 of this best of 5. Crazy, crazy plays on Dorado.
Play of the game.
Manually, once again, putting the pedal to the metal here.
This ends now. On a roll. I warned you.
Look at that.
Recharge.
The 4K. Crazy plays. What can I say? Crazy plays. And you could just tell that the Bobcats were making Dorado their map. And UTD had some good plays. I mean, they did manage to cap the first 2 points. But the Bobcats were comfortable. They were ready. And they absolutely brought their A game. And so this match isn't over yet. We're going into map 4 in this best of 5. And I'm excited to see you in just a minute. It's New Queen Street. It's a push map. Everyone cheered. Maybe, I don't know. I've been having fun on the push maps. I think that they are... I like the concept. I think that sometimes it can turn into a bit of respawn simulator. I know that I've had a few too many games where, you know, I hit the perfect Lucio rollout. I get back to my team who's on the bot, and then I get, like, you know, hooked and cooked by the enemy Roadhog, and then I just do it again. I don't know. Maybe it's not a unique experience, but it hurts. Gonna be seeing these same comps, tried and true. Oh, at least from UT Dallas. Looks like we might be seeing more of, you know, a combination comp, for lack of a better term, coming out from the Bobcats here. So Cyber once again on that monkey, manually on the Sojourn. I mean, playing a nutty Sojourn, so why would you swap off? You know? Prim once again on that Tracer, and then Jimical is going to be on the Lucio with Proda on the Kiriko. So I think that is going to be really cool. I love Kiriko on this map. I honestly think the Kiriko is really fun on a lot of push maps, but New Queen Street especially, there's just something about it. Tin going to be forced to use Lamp really early, but Petal is going to find the first kill on the Cyber there with the charge of the Railgun. Unfortunately going to get taken down by Proda. I mean, both teams down one. It is a 4v4. It looks like Abdallah is just taking a little bit more space right now since Cyber is still coming back from spawn. Cash on that Genji. Gonna be pressuring Prim just a little bit. Monkey jumping on in. Cyber is back and ready to take space, especially when Manually gets that shot onto Jukebox. Looks like we're seeing the push onto poor Tin, and with that, both of the supports for the side of UTD are going to go down, and just like that, these teams are once again back at even with the Bobcats pushing ahead. Cash on that Reaper. Once again, Reaper into Monkey is always a good call. You really can't go wrong with it. I know that we've seen some like questionable Reaper picks in past games, but this one, certified classic, if you will. Tin is looking at the window already, but not going to stop Proda from using that Kitsune. Unfortunately for Jimical, that is going to be the end of his life. Manually trading back and forth, getting Cash, and Jukebox going to fall soon as well. So that Kitsune definitely getting the value it needed right there and allowing the sustain to come through. Unfortunately for Krim, they are going to get caught in Abdullah's grab, and UT Dallas, you know, looked like they might have lost that fight in the beginning, but it actually looks like they still might lose this fight in the end. Especially with Jimical getting back so soon and Cyber just getting 2-3 kills right there. Both Sojourn ultimates available. That overclock going to be coming out from either side at any minute. Both beats are here as well, and Tin also has that window, so it's going to be really good engage or sustain for UT Dallas depending on what they want. Both Sojourn ultimates coming out, but unfortunately for Manually going to be shut down pretty much immediately by Tin. Petal still moving in, clicking as many heads, as many bodies, anything he can find. But it is going to be Tin who finds that kill. I mean, just kidding. Petal's going to find one as well, as is Cash. And with that, UT Dallas turning this robot around and moving on forward. Manually getting caught in the slowing orb, I think is ultimately going to escape with their life. Prim definitely playing for this stall. It looks like UT Dallas didn't manage to pass that center point, so I believe the Bobcats still have that forward spawn. Woo! Prim fighting with Petal in that upper tube, but ultimately Petal is going to remain victorious. UT Dallas pushing this push bot. Death Blossom is available, and Jimical doesn't have the beat available for it, so Kiriko Cleanse is really going to be the biggest kind of counterplay for that. It sounded like Grav came out, and I mean, Jimical went down, so I assume something happened there, but wasn't quite looking it dead in the eyes as it happened. Rhoda has this Kitsune Rush ready again. That is going to be massive on the engage, as well as the sustain. So TPing forward, Kitsune's moving in. Cash has that Death Blossom. Is he going to find anything with it though? Unfortunately he is not. I think he's a little bit too far from everyone here. Takes going back and forth. Tin is going to go down, but so is Jimical. So, I mean, luckily for the side of the Bobcats, their main support, this Kiriko, is still alive. But, you know, they're kind of on the back foot right now. UT Dallas about to cap that midpoint. Pushbot being turned back around though. Petal gonna pop that Sojourn ult. Manually attempting to get up. Ooh, okay, this is, I don't know. I wouldn't want to be in a room with three of the Bobcats men, but then Petal just clicks Prim's head and it's over, and UT Dallas just continues to push.
Let's keep it up.
UT Dallas taking the lead right here, and they now have the forward spawn as well. Manually, Krim, Jimical, Cyber, and almost Proda as well. May as well just say all of the Bobcats having their ultimates at the ready, essentially. Pulse Bomb coming out. Manually also going to bring out the Railgun. But Jukebox gonna respond in kind with the beat, just not quite enough to keep Tin alive. Cyber goes down, Petal goes down. 3 of UT Dallas's men. Abdallah spinning in circles, not quite sure which DPS to look at here. Does have the grab available though, and is gonna pop it. Never mind, is not gonna pop it. The visual cue caught me off guard. You know, the grab animation and the grenade animation are very similar, and it's the end of a long week. So, luckily for UT Dallas, they still have that ult in the bank. Both support ults available for the side of the Bobcats, and as soon as Proto hears me mention it, they are just going to go ahead and throw that Kitsune in there, but Abdallah is still finding the first pick, but not for long. Cyber and Crim moving in, finding Tin. Cash? Okay. I am looking away, respectfully. Petal gonna go down, and Jukebox just gonna wall ride to safety. Get on out of there. UT Dallas still have about a, half distance lead. I'm not quite sure the technical term for the push maps yet, but we'll say that for now. But they're gonna, continue to stall just a little bit. Crim moving into this back line, just gonna bully Petal for a second. Less pressure on the front line of the Bobcats for that. Cash finally finding that Reaper value and killing the monkey. His life's purpose has been fulfilled, and UT Dallas will now turn around the bot and, start to push up onto the Bobcats here. Finding Kiriko, finding Sojourn. They're just moving this little robot right along.
Hello.
They still kept their lead as well.
Greetings. Привет. Hello.
Sounds like Petal is engaging with the ankles of the enemy, actually. Does have this railgun overclock available, as does manually. Crim still playing in the back line, but is going to get punished for it. Beat moving in. Jimical just not able to keep Crim up. Cyber so low, manually is going to fall, and then Jimical follows soon as well. Proto doing their absolute best, using those healing talismans to keep Cyber alive, but just not enough when you are faced by Abdallah. Manually and Crim going to be swapping onto the double hit scan for this final point here. I do think that's a really good call because, there's very minimal cover here. You have the robot, you have a car, a bus stop, and where else are you going to hide from your sights, Manually going back on the Sojourn. I do think that is a good call now that the push is beginning to go back the other way a little bit. Rhoda is going to throw in that Kitsune, though, making sure Cyber stays up. Petal counter pushing with the railgun, though, is going to find Crim, who's on the Ashe now. Cyber just not able to survive in that grab. Neither is manually. It is just going to be a bloodbath. UT Dallas giving them a little bit of space, but ultimately making sure the robot stays in their hands. Like to remind you, if UTD takes this map, this is going to be the end of the best of 5. UT Dallas in a 2-1 situation with the Bobcats right now. First to 3, gonna take the best of 5. Beat gonna engage, and Cash finally finding what he was looking for, a massive Death Blossom and a kill onto Cyber in spawn. UT Dallas taking the best of 5 against the Bobcats. Insane game. Insane gameplay from both sides. I'm speechless, I'm breathless. Everything. It's beautiful. What can I say? And Cash with the long-awaited Reaper die. Ooh, the attempted boop coming out from Jimical, but it was just not quite enough there. You hate to see it, but UTD gonna use that to their full advantage and take that best of 3 against the Bobcats. But GG, the Bobcats, you guys are insane. There's a reason that you were 5-0, but unfortunately UT Dallas just wants to keep their win streak. And with that, that is the end of round 6 for the NECC Star League, and UT Dallas remains victorious for the time being. Thank you guys so much for tuning in. I've been Crow. Thanks for sitting with me through all of these super awesome games. If you want to stay up to date on everything that's kind of happening with UTD Esports, feel free to join our Discord or follow us on our socials. Everything's listed right beneath the Twitch, kind of interface, whatever you want to call it. I don't know. I'm not an expert. Maybe I should be. Either way, you guys have a great rest of your weekend. Stay safe, happy Halloween, and just have a good one.